When I found out that he was doing all of this here, filing claims, and I just like I said, I know I had to pay I was paying co-pays. And I went to an attorney, and one of the attorneys, I'm not going to give his name, one of the attorneys told me, said, Miss Jameson said, that's a criminal charge. He said, but I'm going to put you on the right track. He said, you called, they gave me the Richland clerk of court phone number and told me to ask the secretary. So I called the lady. Her name was Miss Mary. And I explained to her what Kevin Nahegan did. I explained to her what Kevin Nahegan did. And she told me on the phone, she said, that's a criminal charge. And she said, you need to go to the Richland Sheriff Department. She said, because they committed a crime. She said, that's a criminal charge. I said, yes, ma'am. Got off the phone, went straight to Richland County. And me and my daughter, we went there. On April the 3rd, 2014, I talked with Sergeant Shuart, whatever. It's spelled Suartt. And Deputy Paris, Pharis. And I explained to them what the clerk of court secretary told me to do, to come to them, because it was a criminal charge. They both told me, no, Deputy Paris said, well, maybe I had all the claims, everything, to show them to do the incident report. Deputy Paris told me, say, well, maybe it's a misunderstanding. You know, maybe just something that just happened. They probably didn't know what they was doing. And so, you know, I looked at him and I said, are you going to do the incident report? I said, it's no such thing with a misunderstanding on 5 claims. And I said, that's all I was able to come up with. I said, but I know it's more. So he told me, he said, well, let me go talk to my supervisor. Now his supervisor, Sergeant, I can't pronounce his name, he told me, he said, no. He said, I'm not doing no incident report. So me and my daughter, we looked at each other, and I looked him straight in his eyes. I said, I want to ask you something. I said, now, here it is. I got these claims from where Kevin Nahegan of Carolina Shoulder and Knee committed a crime. And you telling me that you're not going to do no incident report. No, what you need to do, you need to get in contact with your insurance adjuster and let them know what Kevin Nahegan did and let them handle that. I said, no, I'm not going to let them handle anything. I said, that's why I came to y'all. So he told me, he said, no. So he made up, and this is what he did. He made up this big, huge story saying that one of his co-workers got shot and they got injured, and, you know, they had to, something, it was a workers' comp related issue, and some kind of, he was just making up one thing from another. Now, the deputy, now the sergeant like this, the deputy like that. It was kind of funny in a way. The deputy was looking up at him like he knew I ain't gonna say the other word. I'm gonna be professional. Being that he was being untruthful to me. He was making it up. So I told my daughter, I said, come on, I said, let's go. But before I left, I asked him, I said, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Are you refusing to do an incident report? He said, I'm not doing it. I said, okay. We left. So what I did when I got home, I said, okay, I'll do it online. I did the incident report online. And a few days later, one of the ladies, one of the employees, female, she called me. And she told me, she said, well, Miss Jameson, she said, I have a number for your incident report, a approval number for your report. And I said, okay, thank you. She said, but you have to call the front desk and talk with whoever the supervisor up there and get them to give you an approve the number. I said, okay. So I believe she transferred me. I had to hang up and call back. However it went. Deputy Paris, he was on duty. He was working there. So the front desk officer, supervisor, she answered the phone. And I told her what it was in reference of. So she told me, she said, hold on. Now I can hear the conversation going on. And she asked him, she told him that I needed a number. She told him my name, told him that I needed the number for the incident report. He says, he make a comment to her to tell me, you tell her I'm not giving her I'm not approving no report. I'm not going to approve that number, report number. I'm not going to approve it. So she came back and I told her, I said, I heard. I hung up the phone and I called back to the records department at Richland Sheriff Department. And I talked with the lady and I told her, I said, he said that he was not going to give me no report number. And she said, well, who was it? Who was it? And I said, Deputy Paris. She said, Deputy Paris. I said, the one with the broke foot. She said, oh, I know exactly who you talking about. I said, okay. And what I did, her and I, we hung up the phone and that was it. So what I did, I called Internal Affairs. And the number is 803. I got the date on here that I called. I called at 1:45 p.m. April the 15th, 2014. That's when I called. And the number that they gave me was 803-576-1475. Or the 75 was either 69. I think they made some kind of error some kind of way. But anyway, Chief James' name, voice was on the answer machine. And I left a message for Chief James in Internal Affairs. And I strictly asked him, sir, would you please give me a call? I said, this is in reference of one of your co-workers. And I gave him the name of the Deputy Paris and Sergeant Shurit. Chief James in Internal Affairs never called me. Now, I called back on 4th April the 17th, and I called 803-576-1469. Left a message. Nobody never called me back. And I left a message about Sergeant Stewart. They never called me back. Now, these two numbers is internal affairs. Now, I thank God for my former boss, Warden Bernard Mackey. I really do. Y'all say what y'all want to say about Mr. Mackey, but he is a very professional person. Now, one thing he taught us is if someone called and filed a complaint against the whole institution, then that's one thing. But when a citizen off the street called and filed a complaint and give names, a red flag should go up and say, I need to contact this person. But they didn't care. Richland County, they didn't care. You know, they didn't care. They're good to say they above the law and they're going to do whatever they want to do. Now, I know they probably question them who I was. You could say, oh, you know, African American. I ain't messing with that. Going about the business. I know that's what they did. I know they did. But the Bible say it's a time and a season for everything that's done under the sun. A time to reap. And Richland County, this is your time that you're going to reap. This is your season that you're going to reap. I want to let you know that I talked with y'all former boss, the head man of internal affairs. See, ain't no shame in my game. One thing about me, when I know I'm right, the devil in hell ain't going to be able to stop me. And that's how I am. Now, Scott Hayes, I had a meeting with him. And now he's an attorney. He has his own business. Very nice, professional young man. I respect him highly. I really do. And I explained to him what the Richland Sheriff Department deputies did to me. And I told him, I said, we all was sworn in by the same oath to protect and serve. I said, now, I don't know who they think they protecting, and I don't know who they serving. I said, but this has to stop. It has to stop. You know, and I told him, I gave him, just like the information that I just gave y'all just now, I gave Scott Hayes the same information. And he told me, he said, Ms. Jameson, they were wrong. I told him, I said, I know they was wrong. Because that's not their job description. That's not policy. And see, I know policy like I'm looking at the in and out of my hand. I know my law in and out of my hand. So, see, you're not gonna come and tell me any kind of thing and think that I'm going to believe what you say. It's not going to happen. And Attorney Scott, he said, I'm surprised that they did this. He said, I was there. He said, I was there. He said, I can't believe, he said, I don't have no recollection of what's going on. He said, because I didn't receive. I said, I know you didn't. And I told him, I said, I don't hold you responsible for their actions. I said, because they didn't give you the opportunity to get it to you, because they didn't want to take it from me. They took it upon themselves to do what they wanted to do. And I told him, I said, I know exactly why they did it. I said, but I keep that part to myself. I said, you read between the lines. I said, I know why they turned me down. I said, every time I come in, they turn me down. So, but I said, but that's okay. But I did tell him to tell Richland Sheriff Department this. I said, my hands are tied where I can't do anything right now. I said, but sooner or later, I will break the ice. I said, the Lord going to show me how to break the ice. And I said, when I break the ice, it's not going to be no stopping. Because see, the Lord, the Lord made me like this. I don't give up. And people that know me, that work with me, they know when I start on something, I keep digging and digging and digging until I get results. That's how I do. I get results done, and I'm not going to stop. Now, I contacted Leon Lotz. Yeah, I ain't going to say sheriff because he don't act like one. Leon Lotz. I contacted his office, and I talked with his secretary February the 26th this year. The approximate time was at 2:05. Now, we talked from 2:05. The phone call ended at 2:17. I explained to her what was going on. And she told me, she said that, Miss Jameson, she said, I will inform Leon Lotz of the issue, the problem. Now, this is what I told her secretary to tell him. I said, now, if I'm calling and filing a complaint against the whole sheriff department, then I'll understand for him not to call me, return my phone calls. I said, but if I'm calling you and I'm giving you certain names, guess what? Some kind of red flag should go up and say, well, I need to contact this citizen. I need to contact this person. Especially when I told you I worked in law enforcement also. You should have at least called me. But see, you didn't care. You didn't care at all. You didn't care. It didn't matter. Now, on, I'm going to read this to y'all concerning Richland County job description. I didn't Google this. Look at the symbol. The symbol means this came off their website. Not Google, but their website. Now, and it states, the Richland County Sheriff Department is committed to ensuring that its employees perform their duties with professional and discipline. The integrity of RCSD, which stands for Richland County Sheriff Department, is enhanced by open communication between citizens and the department. I think I'm going to read that one more time. The integrity of Richland County Sheriff Department is enhanced by open communication between citizens and the department. Therefore, all, not what some of the deputies like Sergeant Stewart and Deputy Paris didn't want to do told me, said they're not going to file no complaint. They're not going to take no complaint from me. Therefore, all complaints, whether by citizens or employees, will be fully accepted and fully investigated. At no time, did y'all hear that, Richland County Sheriff Department? At no time a Richland County Sheriff Department employee should discourage, intimidate, or otherwise scores anyone into not filing a complaint. And that's what y'all did. People, this here is going to get deeper than what y'all